Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Apologist Ace Attorney. Last time I let you guys off, we dealt with Miss Olga Arley's change of clothing, so we now know her real, the true her pretty much. Miss Olga Arley, who's a poker dealer who's pretty good at it. So it's gonna figure out what's going on here. Let's see who was really and who really did what in question and at the scene of the crime. Let's do her testimony now. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to, and Wright lost a hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him, but the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith. It was that no-good cheating defendant. It's a surprisingly frank testimony that leaves us mostly in the dark. The trap was perfect, I tell you. Perfect if it wasn't for that rotten cheater. If that rotten cheater had messed it up. Look who's talking. Well, the testimony for what it's worth is all yours, Mr. Justice. With witnesses like her, who needs criminals? And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? And with friends like these, who needs enemies? I messed it up too. Whatever. That night I planted the card like I was supposed to. The Wright, what you want to do is you want to press when she said that she saw the very moment that Wright swung the bottle, which is right here the moment I say it. You want to press this. Wait, isn't that a little odd? What's odd? You searched Mr. Wright thoroughly and found nothing, which means he didn't cheat, which means he had no reason to strike the victim. Well, what's going on? What's going on? Am I still recovering from the liquor I had last night? I mean, you didn't hear that. What was that just now? I sensed something. Something wrong, Mr. Justice? No, nothing. Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder? Yes, you do. Hit her for a bad shot. Oh. Miss Orley, you're hiding something. Why am I stuttering so much? What's going on? What are you talking about? Me? Quick fingers, Orley, hide something? Of course, the rat guy's gonna try defending her so he can win the case. The defense will refrain from baseless accusations. I have one question for a witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is that true? Of course it's true. I did see it. Honest. I saw it when Mr. Wright hit him. I saw it when Wright hit him. With my own eyes, I saw it. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? That witness, for instance, Miss Orley. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? Touching her neck, was it? This is actually a pretty cool thing here. Pretty much you're seeing with your mind's eye in a sense. Whoa, what's going on? This sensation. It's coming in focus. There, that twitch, it's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit like I couldn't before. You're gonna hit perceive. Gotcha! Miss Orley, perhaps you are unaware of this yourself. Unaware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. My neck? So what? What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. When she says that part of her testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it. A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about? This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim that the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence, this memory to show us. Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So what would remind her most of the moment of the crime? Miss Orley, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed that it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind it. This habit of yours? I believe the weapon that left the erasable impression on your neck is this. Take that! Whenever she talks about the moment of crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle? The murder weapon. But something doesn't fit. if you were the only witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain? What's he talking about? It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit, not you. This cross-examination, not a. This is a dang it! This is a cross-examination, not a wild conjecture. The victim habits. The witnesses. I'm screwing this up. The witness habits. They're completely irrelevant. Justice. I'll admit, I'm a bit confused myself. This certainly is a unique cross-examination. I'll explain later. Just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Miss Orley, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment. Yet, I am knowing nothing. We know you're not Russian. The witness will testify, please, now. Fine. It's spit on my keyboard. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there. Different personality, but the same testimony. I believe you have her where you want, Justice. The circumstances have changed, yet her testimony has not. That means there's gotta be a contradiction in there. Quite. Now, what you want to do is you want to present some evidence to the last part of testimony about how she said she saw everything. She's not denying it. You want to? Oh, I didn't want to press it. Shoot! I didn't mean to do that. I meant to go with my court record. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm messing this up. I apologize. I really do. Oh well, he must have been stunned by the weight of his crime. He sat in daze at the table until the cops came. Intriguing. I believe you got all the testimony you want to get out of this witness. So what do you think about her testimony? I'll tell you what I think. Her testimony is... Wow, I've never actually gotten this part. This is actually pretty interesting. It's basically bogus. It contradicts the evidence. What's that? Well, show us the evidence, Mr. Justice. This evidence that you claim contradicts the testimony. I don't remember this part, but I'm guessing this will do. Present this. Miss Orley, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you just said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. And we know the defendant left the room and climbed the stairs and made the phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. So, explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely. Eek! Whoa, where did the Borscht come from? I'm sorry. That still shocks me to this very day. The man who picked up a bottle and swung it that night wasn't the defendant. Oh, look at this! We're getting to her testimony. I'll explain what we just witnessed with like how we figured out her Twitch and everything. I'll explain it a little bit later. It's not really important right now because it breaks the tension of the story. So you can speculate all you want right now. You dirty cheat! Check his pockets now. It's gone. The card's gone. You lose. Wrong! Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to right, and he hit me. You, some master of cheating you turn out to be. Yee! Yes, that screaming was definitely a chick, and the chick happened to be her. When I came to, the victim was already dead. Is that... Oh, the victim was already dead. Is that it? I started looking at the top who was saying what. That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure. Well, where does this leave us? Madness! This is madness! I'm dreaming! This is utter madness! This is Sparta! It must have been me who was hit with the bottle, and I'm imagining all this. It appears our prosecution is at his wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events? Mr. Gavin? Sir, I believe that, as the defense in this case, they are compelled to call Miss Orley a big fat liar. What? 3 were in that room that night of the murder. The defendant, victim, and her. She has a motive. A motive? Her plot foiled. The witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith, and the announcement of that argument was murder. What? I didn't! I'm no killer! It's a trap! Someone's trying to frame me! Sorry for hitting the mic there if you caught that. Hee hee hee. Oh god, I forgot he was there. What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled we catch ourselves in the process. Mr. Wright? Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. What do you say? Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder. Right, like Mr. Wright was saying before recess. A single card was swapped in the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know 2 colors of the cards were being used. A 4th person. Ha! This theory again! Your 4th person doesn't exist! Why do I keep on spitting? Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to courts. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal. The real criminal? And we're in luck because the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less. What? Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. Remember what I said? The 4th person who swapped the card made one critical error? He or she wasn't considering the color on the backs of the cards? Right. But how could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet, there is one person here in our court who thought those cards were blue. Yeah, I heard that impression too. I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was? It's not me, I swear. Who is it? Who is this 4th person? Why do I always get put on the spot like this? Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue? Now, I wanted to bring you back to something before I answer this. I said the very first episode there was a certain line, there was a certain line of like wording used by a certain person that we want to, consider for later. Well, I'm gonna let that sink in for you guys right now. So next time when Apollo this is Ace Attorney, we're gonna see who this real person is, who this 4th person is. Yeah, I am a dick. See you guys then.